On the outskirts of town, hidden behind tangled vines and towering dead oaks, stood an abandoned house. Its windows were shattered, its roof caved in at places, and the air around it felt wrong, like something unseen was watching. The house had been empty for decades, or so the townspeople believed. But the basement was never empty. No one knew his name. No one knew where he came from. But those who wandered too close at night swore. They heard something, a faint scratching, a low whisper, a sound like heavy breathing just beneath the floorboards. One evening, a group of teenagers dared each other to go inside. Among them was Eric, the bravest, or perhaps the most foolish. Armed with only their phone flashlights, they stepped over the rotted threshold, the wood groaning beneath their weight. Dust swirled in the air, thick with the scent of decay. "Let's check the basement," Eric suggested with a smirk, nudging open a crooked door at the back of the house. The staircase leading down was steep, disappearing into total darkness. "Dude, no way," Josh muttered, stepping back. Scared, Eric taunted. The others stayed behind as Eric descended, his phone's light casting long, shifting shadows. The basement was damp, the walls slick with something that smelled of mildew and rot. Rusted chains dangled from the ceiling. In the farthest corner, something moved. Eric's breath caught. He lifted his light. A man stood there, unnaturally still. His skin was stretched too tight over his bones. His mouth twisted into a grin too wide to be human. His eyes, black pits, were locked onto Eric. "You found me," the man whispered. The basement door slammed shut upstairs. Eric screamed. The others tried to pull the door open, but it wouldn't budge. Something heavy thumped against the wood. Then silence. When they finally forced the door open, the basement was empty, except for Eric's phone, lying on the ground. Its screen cracked, still recording. They never found him. But sometimes, at night, if you stand near the house, you can hear a whisper from beneath the floorboards. "You found me."